Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to be discussing the basics of verbs. We literally can't write, speak, or communicate without them, so we do need to understand what they are and how they work. If you have any questions about the content of today's lesson, you want to save them for the end. However, if there are any problems, like if you're stuck being able to hear me or if there's any technical problem, use the question box and put it there, and I'll make sure we keep an eye on it so that way everything runs smoothly. So to get things started, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Megan. I'm one of the English instructors for Penn High School. This is probably the only selfie you'll ever see of me because I'm not big on taking them, and it was taken only to document how windy it was that day. I was actually on a ferry going across a river in Ireland, and the wind really kicked up on it. And I also wanted to use this picture because we're going to talk about verbs today, and I wanted to use a picture that showed a little bit more action so you can see the wind kind of whipping my hair around. I've been with Penn since 2006. If you ever need to get in touch with me, there are several ways to do so. You can call the school, you can use the Contact Us button on your homepage, and you can also find me on Twitter, Facebook, and the Penn community. All of my information's up on the screen there. I really want to stress going to the Penn community because it's a great place to get involved with other students, your instructors. There's a lot of help out there in terms of postings that are done, documents that are up there, and you're going to see more spaces for individual high school subjects pop up. So we kind of want to get you there so you can get the help that you need. Okay, since English is a subject where information builds on itself, it's important that you have a good understanding of the basic, like parts of speech, which includes verbs, to help with the more challenging concepts you're going to encounter down the road. So we're just going to go over briefly why English is an important subject. Okay, since we have that covered now, the next thing we're going to move on to are the learning objectives for today. Upon the completion of this webinar, you're going to be able to define a verb, identify the types of verbs, know the difference between linking and helping verbs, and understand the basic verb tenses. So we're going to start out with another short video here. If you've ever attended any of my other webinars, I do really like to start out with a video because I'm a big believer that when something is sent to music or has a good visual, it's really going to help us remember the information better. So I always include a video to get us started with this one.
I arrive at the scene of a burning building. Alas, on the third story is a noun, and he says, I can't do anything! Yes, you can, I entreat him! I can what? try to run down the stairs. But no matter what you do when there's a fire, then you must stop, drop, and roll. No matter what you do, you must take action. So be an action hero, woman, man. Yes, you must strive for quick retraction of an action. Yes, they're big words, but I'm sure you understand. You must be taking action, making action all of the time. Always have adventure in mind. Yes, I'm taking action, making action all of the time. Whatever you seek, you shall find. It's your action verb. Just an action verb. It may sound absurd, but you're an action verb. So you can see, hear, dance, sing, meow, swoon, love, cry. Sometimes it's sus. That's a wrap. Everybody take 5. Oh, excuse me. No worries, man. You're here. Come in. Just me. Who are you? I don't mean to intrude. Dude, I'm a linking verb. Be like me. Express a state of being, man. I am confused. Exactly, man. You equals confused. When you hear a verb you can replace with an equal sign, that's me, man. I'm all about equality, man. I love equality. I'm happy, man, because the sky is blue. Let's go and see it. While the hurricane down the city. Equal action. That's your satisfaction, man. Don't do your thing. Goodbye. We can't leave you faded. A damsel in distress. Lights, camera, action verb. I arrive at the foot of a massive tree. Hanging from the end of the tallest branch is a pronoun, and she says, I can't do anything. Yes, you can, my lady. But I'm scared. Never fear, I am here, and you are beautiful, pronoun.
Oh, save me, action verb, before I go splat under this tree.
I will rescue you.
Set me free.
Then leap to. Frankly, my dear, no matter what you do, you must take action. So be an action hero, woman, man. Yes, you must strive for quick retraction of an action. Yes, they're big words, but I'm sure you understand. You must be taking action, making action all of the time. Always have adventure in mind. Yes, I'm taking action, making action all of the time. Whatever you seek, you shall find, 'cause you're an action verb. Yes, an action verb. It may sound absurd, but you're an action verb. So you can see, hear, dance, sing, meow, swoon, love, cry, kiss.
Kiss me, action verb.
Okay, so I think we can all acknowledge that that was a little bit on the corny side, but it really does drive home the idea of what verbs are and how they work. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with are what are verbs, and that video was a good introduction to do it. The verb is the part of speech that tells us what's going on in a sentence. They let us know what the subject of the sentence is doing. They let us know what's happening. Verbs express action, like running, jumping, sitting, flying, falling. For example, for this one, we could say the man walked down the street, because that little art model is demonstrating walking, which is an action. Sorry about that. And verbs also express a state of being, like be or seem. The ocean seemed calm despite warnings of a storm. Like most other parts of speech, verbs can be categorized in different ways. Here are the two main ways that this is done, and this is going to be similar to the definition of verbs too. Verbs that show physical action. These are verbs that are easier to identify since you can actually see what's happening. You can see jumping, you can see leaping, you can see running, falling, you can see leaves being raked, you can see snow being plowed. So that expresses a physical action. Verbs are also going to show mental action. Since these actions take place within our minds, we can't physically observe it. So these would be verbs like love, think, understand, and hope. Now we'll move on to two other types of verbs that our action verb hero went over in the video at the start of this lesson. Linking verbs, which they do just that. They link the subject to another word. They don't express any action, and the most common ones you're going to see are going to be am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. They're mostly going to be forms of the verb to be. Like she was tall, the dog is small. So it's a good reminder that that mellow dude that was in the video had that the equal sign there. If you can put an equal sign in place of the verb, you're going to have a linking verb. And then we'll move on to helping verbs. Helping verbs pop up with the main verb of a sentence, and these help show changes in mood, tense, or tone. So they're going to be helping the main verb of the sentence, like will rescue, will talk, will walk, be mad, have worked. You can see the examples down here. The dog will be groomed. John was working late. Since the most common linking and helping verbs are forms of the verb to be, it can be confusing to try to distinguish between the two. If a verb is a linking verb, a form of to be will be the main verb of the sentence. Like I said before, like our buddy in the video explained, if you can replace the verb with an equal sign, it's a linking verb. It's going to stand on its own. With a helping verb, it's always going to be a form of the verb to be followed by a main verb, like walking, jumping, running, things like that. Now we know the difference between the two, and we'll move on. Okay, so now since we know the basics of verbs, I wanted to do a little exercise. This is a brief snip of the Dave Matthews song, Oh. He's one of my favorite musicians. He's in my favorite band. As it plays, I want you to use the question box and type in any verbs you hear him sing. And if you can, let me know what type of verb it is, if it's physical, mental, linking, or helping. So as soon as you hear anything, just start typing it in.
The world is blown up. The world is caving in. The world has lost her way again. But you are here with me. But you are here with me. Makes it okay. I hear you still talk to me as if you're sitting in that dusty chair. Makes the hours so much easier to bear. I know despite the years alone, still hear you singing to me that sweet song. And if it's all the same to you, I love you oh so well. Like a kid loves candy and fresh snow, I love you oh so well. Fill up heaven, overflow and fill hell. Love you oh so well. When it's cold and darkness falls, as if you're in the next room, so alive. Could swear I hear you singing to me. I love you oh so well. Like a kid loves candy and fresh snow, I love you oh so well. Enough to fill up heaven, overflow and fill hell. The world is blown up. The world is caving in. The world has lost her way again. But you are here with me. But you are here with me. Makes it okay. Oh girl, you're singing to me still. I love you oh so well. The kid loves candy and fresh snow. I love you oh so well. Let the fill up heaven overflow and fill hell.
Oh, sorry, we'll go back there. For some reason it clicked a little too fast for me there. You guys did a great job with that, going through all of the answers. We have hear, love, killing, caming, blowing up, singing, makes. So, I mean, I was doing it right along with you. I was writing down the verbs as they come along, and everyone did a great job. So thanks for participating in that, especially since the song is moving at a pretty good pace, too. And you guys kept up pretty well with that, so that's awesome. So now what we're going to move on to, which you got a little bit of a preview since the slide decided it wanted to move forward. Not only do verbs tell us what's going on, they also tell us when it happens. This is called tense. Tense is important when you're speaking and writing because you want to know when things happen. And when you're writing, you want to keep your tense consistent. For example, the longer essay that you're going to have to do for written communication, it's supposed to be about a personal experience. So it's something that happened in your past, so you should write in past tense. So it's good to have an understanding of what these are. So first we have past tense. This tells us that the things that have already happened. Like I took a picture, it already happened in the past. Present, which I use this picture because I like the saying that, you know, that today's a gift, that's why it's called the present. It's for things that are happening in the here and now. And the future talks about things that will happen. These are the three basic tenses for verbs. Verbs do have a lot of other tenses that go along with them that are a little bit more detailed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a separate webinar just on verb tense because there's a lot that goes into it. So I want to make sure that we spend enough time on that. So that'll be in the next verb webinar, so keep an eye out for it. So now I want to open it up. If there's any questions about anything that we went over today, just go right ahead and put them in the question box. All right, so I think we're about good to wrap everything up. Thanks everyone for coming today and having all those good questions and doing such a good job with the activity we had with the song. Be sure to fill out the survey at the end of the webinar. Once it closes, it should pop up for you automatically. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you at the next webinar.